Hey everybody, I'm back with another reading. It's your girl, the Siren Seer, and I'm going to be starting with Taurus. First, since you guys showed up and y'all showed out when I first started doing the individual zodiac readings, y'all, according to the analytics and the responses I saw, gave me the most feedback, and as my thank you, you guys are first up for y'all's tarot reading. Now, I had started recording yesterday and had done y'all's video and went to edit and upload it today, and it completely deleted and left me with like 30 second clip. It was a beautiful message, and it was actually an extension from the general reading, so I'm hoping that this message will be half as beneficial to you as I know the other one would have been. And I can tell you that the feeling that I had today when it deleted and I discovered that there was no way for me to get any of that recording back besides a 20-second clip, which I might actually add to this video so you guys can see it, but it came out that y'all were a scribe, and the way that, if you haven't seen the general reading, I recommend you go look at it just in case it was for you. And yesterday's reading that I recorded was for you. But at the beginning, there is a deal, an arrangement, a collaboration that y'all were doing that was canceled. And it wasn't really clear in the way it was canceled, but what it looked like was God had showed me that for y'all, it was the rage and the frustration, the horror first at it not going through. Like, I literally just started to bawl because the message was so poignant. I could feel it so strongly that the disappointment I felt at not being able to give it to you overwhelmed me to the point I actually cried. And it was like God allowing me to feel the literal level of disappointment that y'all felt when the deal was canceled. And then I tried to record it earlier today, and there was one thing after another that came in front of me that I had to deal with before I was allowed to sit down right now and do it again. And now it's in the afternoon. So 5 hours after I got up and tried to do this video, I am now finally being able to sit down and do it. So I'm hoping everything goes okay. I'm hoping this recording doesn't mess up. I don't know if God's going to pick up where he left off with the scribe message, or if he's just going to give me a whole new message for you guys, Taurus. But we're gonna go ahead and see what's up. So Father God, thank you. Thank you for bringing us here. Thank you for another gorgeous day. Thank you for another opportunity to talk to you. Father God, please just go ahead and speak as loudly and as plainly and as clearly as you did yesterday. Thank you. All right. We have the King of Swords right up, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. Y'all didn't have the King of Swords in the last one in this deck. Y'all have it now, but you did have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the slowing down of your money, like something was caught up in the cog works, your gears. Normally, the Knight of Pentacles, at least in the Murder Crow deck, it's like a steady production, a steady flow of money, a steady flow of resources. And it's like there's a hitch in your system when it's upside down. And then you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Whereas yesterday, it was right side up. So I like that already. I like that sign already. And I like that this starts out with the King of Swords. Not that I had a problem with how it started out yesterday. It started out with the Death card. It just whipped out and it spun a full rotation. Like you were ending something quick, precisely. Like it was just as quick as, you know, the Grim Reaper and Escape just, you just locked off that connection and you went your separate way and you went into your own thing. That was the message from yesterday. Today, now you got the Six of Swords. So again, you got that leaving something energy, moving on to something better. And I like that. I like that. I like the positivity that's coming through. The reading wasn't negative, but it was more an insight as to why you were feeling what you were feeling and how you got to where you got to. You did have the moon show up as well. And it was like the way the birds were looking at each other, facing each other. It was like there was conspiracy or some sort of deceit, or accounts weren't balancing. There was a lot going on in that reading as to why y'all felt like you needed to separate your business aspect of yourself, at least from that person. And then you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. All right. Oh, mercy. With the Hermit in reverse, it feels like you're coming out of an isolation period. And you're ready to release the information, possibly. I'm still riding this intense feeling I had. Like, I mean, I even looked in the mirror one time with my level of frustration, you know, after crying, and I could have sworn my neck was thick like a bull's. Like, I mean, it just, I mean, I was pacing, waiting for the phone call to come in, waiting to be able to make a phone call, chomping at the bit, wanting to tell y'all's message, wanting to sit down and do another reading for y'all, to give y'all the messages that y'all need. And it was like one thing after another, and I was just pacing throughout the house, just in circles, just constant, like I was in a pen. Just, ooh, it was something, y'all. It was something. I can get angry, but the way my anger is, it's not like that. It was like I wanted to rip the earth up and just let everything that was crap just fall in. Everything that was not beneficial to me just in. Everything that was an obstacle, I just wanted to... Like, you guys, I'm telling you, if that's the anger level that you guys are feeling, that's a little on the intense side, and we want to breathe. We want to be calm. We want to be calm. We got Winter Retreat, Blue Moon, and the April Pink Moon. And if memory serves, April, the Pink Moon, that showed up along with Blue Moon in the general reading from the other day. And since these cards are coming up, especially right after all that happened, and yesterday's message was the scribe, like it popped out with my gypsy deck that you are a scribe. So if you have any writing tendencies, any thoughts of writing, any writing a book, any recording information, whether it be of the cosmos, religious nature, whatever, check that out and make sure that one's not for you, y'all. I don't want y'all to miss it because, yeah, you guys are on to something. You guys are on to something. And for those of y'all who are new to my channel, welcome. I should have said that at the beginning. I kind of just jumped in. It was I just need to talk to y'all and get that across. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am an artist, and I just quote unquote came out of the closet with everybody that this is what I've been doing for about a decade now, maybe a little more. And recently got this deck printed. I made it, and it'll be available at some point in the near future. This is the deck that we're using right now for this reading. And if you want to learn more about this deck and the other one, I do have a video up, Let's Talk Cards, that talks about the process, where they came from, why, and how to use them. All right, map, atlas, no GPS. Blue Moon, that's once in a lifetime opportunity. Winter Retreat, that has that hermit vibe, like you're retreating in the winter, but not in a negative isolation way, more like just a quiet getaway, just a little reprieve from all the hullabaloo. Especially with the King of Swords, it's just really resolved. And I feel like you're really listening to Spirit, especially with no map, no GPS. You know, you might feel like where you're at is a little poor reception. And you might feel like you're struggling. You might feel a little lost. But he's right there. Midsummer. Not quite harvest. Not in the newness. Just that in-between energy. East. And if you look at the directions, what does the east correlate with? That's air, intellect, ideas. So maybe you're working out new ideas as a solution. Yeah, for the Nine of Swords. Ooh. Flood, sold, and Thursday. Thursday's not the weekend, but it's not a Monday neither. It's that almost there energy. You almost made it. You're over the worst part of it. And you're almost through. Sold, that's done. Like if it's sold, it's sold. It's gone. It's done. It's the arrangements have been made. It's been finalized. Sold has that judgment energy. It's been decided. And with the flood, I feel like, and the Nine of Swords, I feel like you're done being in your head. You know, you're done with flooding your mind with all these worries and woes. Like, you're done. You're done. You're done. It's not healthy. And if with the Midsummer and East, you might have figured out what it is. You might have figured out what it is. And now that you have, you're able to get your production going. You're starting to have some positive flow happening. It may not be, you know, a flash flood of resources yet, but at least your mind is settled enough that it's not flooded with horrible thoughts or self-condemnation or doubts or feeling of inferior or wondering if you're as good as the person you're comparing yourself to. I don't know necessarily what this is about at the moment. But I do know that whatever was bothering you, you're very comfortable in it. You're settled in your resolve of the situation. What do you have for the Six of Swords? We have rental car. Rental cars, you don't keep them for long. They're not yours. So you might use a rental car for wherever you might be leaving the situation now that you've had this understanding and you're done being in your head and you've reconciled whatever's in your mind and you're standing on the firmness of that decision in the King of Swords energy, and now you're going off for better, for different, peace, production. You have waning crescent and September harvest. You're going, I guess, to get your blessings, to get the results is what I'm feeling. Like you might need to literally go, not necessarily overseas, not necessarily out of country, out of state or anything like that, but you might need to go somewhere for a meeting. You know, waning crescent is that leaving energy, that finishing up energy, tying up. And so you might have a contract of some sort that you need to get together. You might be finishing up a play or an event or an activity of some sort or or it might be a whole season that you're finishing up. But with September and the harvest moon, you know, that speaks of bounty. That speaks of celebration and restoration of physical sustenance. What do you have for the Hermit in reverse? Wax and gibbous. So there's that growing energy. That almost there energy. Almost full abundance. RV camper. You might live in an RV and a camper. You might travel around the country in it. You might have rented a car for your RV and camper for your winter retreat. And you might not have GPS where you're going and you're forced to use a map and atlas. And you might be scheduling it for the midsummer, you know, when it's the hottest of wherever you're at, and go to a cooler climate, which will open up the opportunity for this business or whatever you dealing with your money is happening. And you're not in your head about it. Like, you have faith that it's going to work out. Take it all how it resonates. And then mountain. That speaks of overcoming obstacles. You might be coming out like you might have, you might be almost done with this isolation, this, I don't know. I don't know, I heard you're coming down the mountain. And whatever, and it's like whatever wisdom you gained in your isolation or your separation from, I guess life in general. I hear you're coming down the mountain. It's like you're coming out of it. Yeah, for the Seven of Cups in reverse. Dawn. Dawning of a new belief, dawning of a new idea, perhaps something just dawned on you. The process that you need might have just dawned on you. The location you need to go with this rental car might have just dawned on you. Tropical climate, heat, humidity, fun in the sun, luscious, beautiful. These are all words that describe that type of climate. So, and then dusk. Very interesting, Taurus. Very interesting, y'all. You have I Own You, the King of Hearts with the King of Swords, Winter Retreat, Blue Moon, Pink Moon. It's not necessarily narcissistic energy that I'm getting, but it's very, very alpha. Very alpha, very dominant. Very authoritative, very like you know. And it's not like I feel like necessarily you own a person if this is you. But it's like you're owning your truth, you're owning yourself, you're owning your life, you're owning your decisions. Like you're owning up to yourself. You're holding yourself accountable is what I'm getting from that combination right there. And with Winter Retreat and then the Hermit card down here, it's like you went away, you know, to check yourself out. That man in the mirror energy. Where you review yourself and you look through yourself. You have contract in reverse for Midsummer and East. But with that raised it up. What else, Father God? Don't cast your pearls before swine. All right. I feel like, oh, I'm going to say it. And if I'm wrong, okay. But I'm going to say this. I do feel like this reading is a different extension of the scribe. Like it's not going to be the exact same cards. It's not going to be the exact same wording. But there's similar energies underneath this. And I have been trying not to necessarily see that message and taint what is coming through. But the more cards that get laid, I can't help but see it. I get this here would be that energy that you separated from. And the contract not working is the same thing as the deal was canceled. And it might have been around midsummer when the deal was canceled. But I feel like with midsummer, it was like in the middle, like you were happy. You're normally happy in the summertime, fun in the sun, splashing in the water and all that stuff. And then to cancel that, then you don't have GPS. Your mind's kind of foggy. Like what are you going to do? You had all this worked out with this person. This person turned out to be dominating and, controlling over the situation and wasn't really collabing equally. And now over here, what do you do? Because in the other reading, you were by yourself. And you was like very emphatic. This is what I'm going to do. This is not what I'm going to do. I can't shake that reading, y'all. I mean, when I go to sleep with the reading on my mind and wake up with the reading on my mind and then go all day with that meeting, yeah. Don't cast your pearls before swine. It was like, you know what? I'm going to take my ideas and I'm going to go where, one, they're going to be appreciated, two, where they're going to actually be heard and implemented. And, what do you have for the Nine of Swords, Father God? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Avoid the whirlpools of emotion, for to get caught up in one is to drown spiritually. And that's pretty much what I told you y'all had done. Y'all decided I'm done with being in my head. I'm done with the drama. I'm over this. It is what it is. I'm done. You're done. You're done. Finished. It's sold. Like, your mind is set on it. It's sold on it. You're not going to go through it. You're not going to flood your mind with a whole bunch of crap to be worried about. You're going to trust that you're almost there. You almost made it to the weekend, so to speak. And it's that you guys are on the verge of this greatness. I mean, and even in the other reading, like I saw, y'all were going to be leaping. Like, you might be gummed up now, but when you get there, you're going to be leaping. You also have broken promises in reverse. And do not be embarrassed by praise. You deserve it in reverse, which means you're owning it the way they tried, the way as confident and cocky as this partner was, you're just as confident, only without the cocky. All right. The situation shook you because you were I feel like you were riding on the situation, the deal. Like, you thought that was the only way to go. You thought you needed that person. That person might have had really good contacts and networks that really would have benefited y'all's enterprise or collaboration together. But at the end of the day, God's not going to build something on a nasty foundation, which did show up in one of the readings yesterday. Watch what you build your house on, so to speak, or your business on. Check your foundations on what you're building, the integral aspects of your life. A weak foundation will have everything shatter. And if you had stayed with this person with their weak character and their weak virtue or weak sense of virtue, your establishment would have suffered for that. And you would have paid part of that penalty by association because you joined as one with that person. So don't cast your pearls before swine. And then with the avoiding of the whirlpools of the emotion and then the broken promise, you're done with the half-truths and the almost theirs and the, yeah, we will. I get the feeling that someone was always saying we will and they never did. Or they would start, but they would never finish. And if you're supposed to be doing your part while they're doing their part and they're not doing their part. Well, that's extra work for you on top of it. But besides that, there's a reason you're collaborating. That person has something that you don't have, or something that complements what you do have, to make it a good, healthy union. But you realized it wasn't a healthy union, and there are other people and other resources out there, and you're just done with that. So if you are one of the ones called to be a scribe, then that is what I'm getting for you. If you are not feeling like you are called for the scribe, then take it how it resonates. There is an element of this that can go across the board because it's principle. And you can always apply the principle of a situation to yourself. Because while your scenario might not be identical, there can be similar elements in something that can help you navigate your own problem and its unique contents. All right, what do you have for the Six of Swords, Father? Truth can no longer be denied. Be wary of rumors and hold tight to the ancient truths you know. I feel like you're really leaving the noise. You're leaving the deceit. You're leaving false promises. You're leaving an illusion that you had. You had an idea, you had a dream, you had a goal. And now you're leaving that behind. Because you had an understanding. You had a realization. You had a mindset change and shift. And when you change your mindset, you can't help but change your perspective. And when you change your perspective, your vision on the world changes. And when that changes, the people you want to be around changes, the things you want to do in life changes, the things that motivate you changes, the food your body craves to consume changes, everything, even your sleep cycle can change. I mean, there's a lot that goes on with owning the truth of who you are, what you're called to do, who you're called to be, and to hold on to that is where your power lies. It's like it's your lifeline down here. When you have that understanding of your divinity on any level, that you were meant for such a time as this, and that you were meant for more than just this pissanty stuff that's around. You know, the stuff that doesn't really benefit anybody on any real level, just the empty aspects of life. There's an ancient truth that you know in your knower about you, your skill sets, your giftings. You know where you come from. You know what you're capable of. Why is the Seven of Cups in reverse? I feel like before I lay a card, with the Seven of Cups in reverse, generally that has all your options. Like, you have so many options, you can't make up your mind, and it's like you don't have any options. It's like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I have one idea for this, and it's like you have it's different than what you were going to do. Maybe not completely different than what you were planning on doing with the collab, but there had to be some tweaks since it was down to you now and not the other partner, for one. But there was also tweaks because now, since it is you, it needs to be catered around you, your personality, and all of that. So I feel like by taking out that other person, you narrowed down your options. You narrowed down what it is that you really want, what you really want it to look like, how you want it to operate, how you want it to flow, how you want to effectuate change to your community, in your home life, with your friends, with your family. Because with the dawning of a new idea and the dusk, it's like setting of an old one. And the tropical climate is having fun and finding that joy in between. And that's really how they fell out anyways. They had dawn first, and then you had tropical climate, and then you had dusk. You had a dawning of a new idea, which minimized all your options and freed up your mind and allowed you to focus on what it is that you need to do. You close down an old mindset, an old way of thinking, an old way of doing, and you're moving on to something that is going to not only benefit those around you, but it's going to lift you up. It's going to exalt you by default. And it's going to do that because you weren't looking to do that. This whole thing that's got you, that you're compelled to do, and that statement of being compelled to do this thing, it really will make sense if you watch that video. Are you a scribe? And you might not be a scribe, because that type of passion can apply to anything that you have a passion for. So you still can read that, listen to that video, and still get something from it. Own your own truth. That is in reverse. So you know it can't be denied. And you have gone on to it, but you haven't maybe publicly owned your own truth. Maybe you haven't stepped out. Maybe you still have a little self-doubt. And that's understandable, and that is okay. You know, that's what courage is doing it in the face of fear, doing it in the face of the unknown. That's what faith walking is. And that is how you own your own truth, by walking out in faith. It doesn't matter the hullabaloo or what people think about you. As long as you believe that you're obeying and you're following the orders that were given to you, that's all that matters. Homeless, this came up yesterday as well. And it's like you were so resolved in this that you don't care if it makes you homeless. It doesn't matter that you're willing to leave your family, your life, your friends, and everything to pursue this. You believe in it that much. You are that passionate about it. You are that sold and dead set on this thing that you feel truly led and called to do, that there is nothing that's going to stop you. You're not even afraid of being homeless. And homeless doesn't necessarily mean losing a house, but it can mean losing. Home is where the heart is generally. So where your heart is with the people that love you and support you. But if they're all in support of this collab and you found out things, because I'm telling you with that moon, see if I can't find that card in this deck, so y'all have a better understanding of why that moon is so important and why I keep referencing it. Because the way the birds were sitting there, it was like they were talking, conspiring, planning. It had a level of scheming on it, like your partner had done stuff behind your back. You thought you had arrangements, but they had done extra stuff to get more money, and it really wasn't 50-50. Like, it was a nasty energy, I will say that. But it wasn't necessarily negative because it pushed you. It was a painful lesson, but it was a healthy one that jump-started you onto your beginning. See how they're sitting there? And see the way that moon has kind of like that Mona Lisa smile, like there is a little secret nobody knows. That's the card that came out second after the death card. The death card swung out, then this card popped up in the center. I was like, all right, okay. What else do you have? What's for hermits in reverse? Be flexible like the octopus. Okay, so with the waxing give us the RV camper and the mountain. You're almost there. RVs and campers are small as hell, y'all. That is some cramped living. If you really don't love to travel, if you really don't do well in small spaces, RV and campers are just really claustrophobic for you. And to be in that energy of feeling cramped, like you're shoved in a box while you're trying to go up over this mountain, it's just really draining energy. But with the waxing gibbous there, it's like you're making it. You're almost coming to fruition. And then with the be flexible like it's octopus, just keep going. Go with the spirit. Go with the movement. Go with the flow the best you can. Anything else? Free will in reverse. I don't feel like you think you have a free will in this, because in a sense you don't. When you are driven by a passion, there is no can I or can I not. There is just a it must be. It is a must be energy. I don't know what to tell you, but this is how it is. I need this. This is unequivocally essential to me energy. And in a sense, I feel like you're asking other people to be flexible with you. And I will say that when you are in these drives and you are in these moments where you are very singularly focused on whatever it is you're passionate about, the people around you, they don't give a rip about what it is you're passionate about. They might enjoy the topic, they might be into the topic, but they are their own person with their own mission. So they will never feel what you feel for what you feel. They will feel that level for what they're meant to. So when you're self-absorbed in this writing frenzy and this creating frenzy, because even if this isn't about the scribe and you aren't a scribe and you are just a creator, I do feel it is a creation energy, a creator of some sort, whether it is acting and writing play scripts, designing and sketching out the designs for the outfits or the layouts of the room you're designing, or even if it's a graphic design for technology, games, computers, whatever genre you fit in, that you literally have to create something, take it how it resonates, because if you're in that genre, and you probably have a passion for it. Not everybody. Sometimes you do choose a job just because you need it. But generally, if you have a passion for something and you create it, you know what I mean when I say it consumes you and you are self-absorbed. Well, those people around you are self-absorbed on their thing. And when you have two self-absorbed entities trying to do their thing, but yet wanting attention, there's going to have to be give and take. There's going to have to be mutual understanding. So even though you are resolved in this, bear mind about the people around you, because you still want their support. And you still need to understand their perspective on the situation. Now, if they're trying to hold you back, keep you from doing it, and it's not out of a place of love, not out of a place of, well, watch out for this pitfall or watch out for that. It's just like, oh no, you can't do this, or you're no. You know, all that negative stuff that the haters want to throw at you when they see you actually trying to do something with yourself. Them people, cut that mess up by all means. You don't even take the time to hear what they have to say. But the people who are just genuinely themselves, genuinely confused by the change, genuinely wondering why you are making the moves that you're making and how you are so sure on it, just have patience with them, because they cannot see what God has showed you. They will not understand what God told you. They'll see with the results. Any last words for the King of Swords? Queen of Wands. Resolve in your truth and your soul passion. Like, you're just owning that, and I feel like you're going to be blossoming in that. But with that coming out with the King of Swords, I feel like this is the energy that was in your union. You're the Queen of Wands. You're just lush, full of ideas, possibilities, hopeful, excited. Let's do this. Yeah, we can do this. Da 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 da. And then you have this power struggle in between, because you're both supposed to be 50-50. You're supposed to be a team. There's a power struggle in between, and the energy over here isn't as flexible. It's not as sunshiny. It's more dead set. This is how it is. What do you have for the Knight of Pentacles? Yeah, Three of Pentacles flipped out in reverse. All right. So you have the Knight of Pentacles right up, but then you have this. So I feel like you did know that you were on the right path in general. You do know you're called. You do know that you're supposed to be writing things down. You do know in general what you're supposed to be doing. And you definitely knew, though, that where you were didn't have the community environment. You need that, because you cannot be the Queen of Wands and not give a shit about your community and the people that you work with. To have this much idea and inspiration, you need people in your community to help manifest that, to make that happen. I mean, if you're going to have a business, you're going to need people to run your registers, perhaps, help keep track of sales. If you're doing something on social media, you might need moderators and things like that. You still need a network. You need a community. No matter what you do. Even if you're an author, you still need the people in order to read your books to make you relevant. You still need the people to buy the books, whether online or on hardback, softback, whatever. You still need that. You need the network. And whatever was going on with them, it wasn't a community environment. It wasn't necessarily beneficial. And with all that sneaky nastiness that I got, you know, with the conspiracy and the backroom deals, and I just felt like it was underhanded double deals going on that would have hurt your community, hurt your business, hurt your collaboration, and ultimately hurt you the most. Because I feel like you were really innocent in this, and on a level possibly naive, which is why you ended up going through the 9 of Swords in your head moment about the whole situation. Like, how could I miss all these signs? How could I miss this? You know, am I so gullible? And it's not that you're gullible. It's not that you're gullible. It's the fact that you gave someone the benefit of the doubt the way you'd want someone to give you the benefit of the doubt. You treated someone like you wanted them to treat you. You know, you started a collaboration. Hey, I got an idea. You respected them and you expected the same respect. King of Wands. I feel like after this, you were the Queen of Wands, but after the situation, you became the King of Wands. That ties into the resolve. The resolve of it. No, this is not right. I want more. I want better. It needs to be this way. What do you have for the 6 Swords? Ooh, goodness, too many. I don't need all that. Six of Swords, Lord. Oop, oop, oop. 10 of Wands. This card did come out, and it was like you guys are pregnant. Pregnant with the weight of what you're carrying. Like, that's where this waxing gibbous energy comes in at, where you're almost to delivery. You're almost to the point of delivery. And I know it's hard for my men and my masculines to understand, you know, birthing, physical, what that feels like, to physically carry that weight of it's almost time. Is it time yet? You know, you can feel your child churning in your stomach, moving, kicking, growing, you know, and you have all these ideas in your mind of what your baby will look like, how your baby will be, how they'll sound, how they'll talk, what your moments like will be together. And in the same way that a pregnant woman, you know, obsesses over her baby, the taking care of her baby, what we put in our bodies to protect our baby and preserve its life and its growth, that's how intense and how secure you are with this. And the weight of what you're carrying, I'm telling y'all, there's a reason we have backaches even after we give birth, because the weight of that burden, you know, we travail to see our children. And some days you're just like, Lord, especially if it's hot out, or especially if it's freezing cold, you know, it makes you extra uncomfortable. Right before delivery is some of the most uncomfortable moments in a pregnancy. And there is this weight. You cannot deny what you're about to birth or are called to birth. You can't deny the truth of that. And you should always be wary of the rumors, because anybody doing something worthwhile is going to get talked about. That's called organic advertising. So if they're hating on it and they're disagreeing with your decision of your split, let them talk. They're going to bring more money to you, honey. Because there's going to be too many nosy people that want to know what you're doing. There's too many people that are going to be nosy and like, there's no way. I got to see this for myself. Hold on tight to the ancient truths you know. Your birthing season is almost over. You're all about to give birth. What do you have for the 7 of Cups in reverse? That's a lot. We got 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups, and 4 of Wands. All I see is restoration, y'all. With the homelessness and the 4 of Wands, you'll be rejoicing. You'll be rejoicing. It's kind of like in the Bible when Abraham was asked to sacrifice his son and God provided the ram. He didn't actually have to kill his boy. He didn't actually have to kill him. There was a provision. but he showed his willingness for obedience. He showed his willingness to follow the orders of his creator. God honored that and blessed him for that, just like God will honor you and bless you for fighting through all of this, for carrying your pregnancy to full term. You're going to celebrate in a new home, a better home. Page of Cups, new offerings, new beginnings. Six of Pentacles, where here you have a, where is it at? You have a steady supply of money here. Here's where your community kicked in. This is what you would have had if you stayed with your collab. This is what you're going to have when you make it through. You're going to be so prosperous. Your money is just going to go through your hands and come right back into your bank account. Like, as much as you spend, you're going to receive it back. Like, I feel like you're never going to be without. It will be a steady flow like this, but it's going to come gushing out like a stream. Wasn't flood here? Flood's here. You were so sold out for your mission. You were just abundantly blessed. Abundantly blessed. And then the Four of Pentacles, with it being in reversed. Before, when this card came out in the other reading, it actually, there's quite a few cards that I'm seeing, but they're in a different position now. Before, these were upright, like you were holding on to your ideas. With it in reversed, you can let them flow. And you can give to everybody else, which will sustain and bring back. And there will be nothing but celebration and festivities. Y'all have nothing but good coming. Nothing but good coming. Just hold on. Just hold on. And that's another reason why this reading for y'all having been deleted affected me so bad, because the energy was like y'all were so hurt and devastated and confused and frustrated, and just, it was like, you will perpetually always have opportunities and blessings. And with the Star in reversed, I honestly feel like you're manifesting multiple things that are fulfilling multiple people. It's like you're filling 7 cups constantly. You have no, the Devil's in reverse. There's nothing that's going to stop you. There's nothing that can hold you back. You cleared out everything that was holding you back. The people, the lifestyle, the mentality, the environment. You changed all that, baby. And so while the Star is like that pouring out energy, I feel like you just constantly pour, like there's like, to the point that it's like you're upside down in the spirit. It's like, not in the spirit. You're not upside down. You're right side up in the spirit, but you are so abundant that it's abnormal and it looks wrong to some people. Does that make sense? That they don't understand how you can be so abundant all the time, 24/7. Because I feel like when some of these things get going, especially for the ones that are called to be a scribe, when you get your books out there, I'm sorry, when the written word is out there, it's out there. Especially if you get it on digital form, it is out there for the entire globe to have instant access to, especially depending on the platform that you're putting it out and introducing it on. I did see y'all going global. I did see y'all being just tenfold abundantly blessed. And I still get that for you guys on this reading. While I don't have the card flying out saying you are a scribe of God, I can't deny that this applies to that. And I feel like it's just a little bit further down, honestly. Further down that journey. Again, the past here, you realized all this. You realize you got all the lessons. And now you're coming through and you're in that birthing season. You're giving birth to it. And I'm sorry, as a woman, I can testify that is a painful thing. Even if you have an epidural, y'all, you will still feel something at some point, some way, shape, or form. Especially if they're snipping and they're cutting you. But I can say, as a mother, that it is one of the most rewarding and life-changing things a woman will ever experience and will ever have. And it's truly an honor to go through all that pain, to be allowed to be the caretaker of an entire universe. A walking miracle. I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than that. And I'm telling you, when you make it through this, when you truly finally give birth, you won't have a single regret. You realize that you would do it all over again in a heartbeat. People ask me, as a single mother, would I do anything differently? I can't say that I would. I can't say that I would. Has it been hard? Yes, it has been. But as hard as it's been that much more rewarding. And I'm telling you, too, when you get through all this and you go through your artwork or your writings, whichever camp you're in, when you go through what you came through and you look back on it, be proud of yourself. And when people praise you for what you've done and raise you up and lift you up, own that truth. Because the truth is, you did do it. You did hold your own. You did stay true to your course. You did find your due north and you stayed on it. You did change lives. You did do what you were meant to do. Like the country song says, that's a life you can hang your hat on, y'all. All right. I'll check in with y'all another time. I hope that helped y'all. Love you. Bye.